Hi everyone, welcome to this video Some Frontier video. My name is Jay Wakefield, and today we're going to be looking at something a wee bit special. But before we do that, I'd like to answer a question posed by MeTech101 on the Compaq Armada 4130T unboxing video. He asks, what happened to my spinning desk? Well, my spinning table. Well, I hope this answers your question. Sorry I'm not spinning it any faster. I don't want my Packard Bell to take another tumble like it did. Yeah, I kind of nearly lost it. But this video is not necessarily about the spinning table itself. No, today we're actually going to be concentrating on what is sitting on the spinny table. This is a Packard Bell, iMedia, of sorts, and I'm not too sure what model number it is, but there is a serial number on the back here. And if we have a look on the back, we see two PS2 ports, mouse and keyboard, two RS-232 serial ports, IEEE 1284 parallel port, speaker out, line in, microphone in, and a good old-fashioned game port joystick. There is also, at the bottom here, two USB ports. This will be USB 1.1. And on the bottom here, we see a VGA port, VG out and SV video out, and a modem port. I think what I'm going to do is I might add, I've not decided yet, but I might add USB 2 support, but I definitely want to add Ethernet support. But some of you, of course, will remember this Packard Bell. Blue Planet 64 viewers will remember me actually getting this from Aberdeen Action on disability when it was non-working. I replaced the power supply, and you probably can't see this, but I replaced the motherboard as well. Video Some Frontier viewers will remember that I replaced the motherboard, but you guys haven't actually seen the PC that this is in. Or maybe you have, because this was in my old office. I did replace the motherboard on this one. It's got non-bulging capacitors. Which is really, really good. Has a new power supply. It's only a Maplin one, you know, so I probably should replace that one. Break the golden rule of computer building: never put a power supply in that claims to be value, because you know where they will have cheaped out. It's actually also a very low watt model. I think it's only probably 200 to 300 watts, but for this system that's absolutely fine enough. It's got a DVD ROM drive and a CD burner, as well as a 3.5 inch floppy drive. No room for anything else. It's got 512 megs of RAM, an Nvidia GeForce 2MX, and it's got a tiny wee CNR modem in it. Now, for a while I decided to put an 80GB hard drive in here, because I thought, you know, it'd be nice to do a dual boot with Windows 98 and the XP. Now, unfortunately, with newer European Packard Bells, even the ones that still use CDs to restore them, they have on their hard drive something called Tattoo. And what Tattoo does is it actually tells a Packard Bell that it is a Packard Bell. It's basically like the hidden system credentials file in Packard Bell, on 90s Packard Bells. This is a thing called Tattoo, and it looks for this tattoo, and if it can't find it, it won't restore it. It'll just say it's not a Packard Bell, even though it's quite obvious that it is. And this was even with the old board in. So, just in case you're wondering, oh, well, you did replace a motherboard, maybe it checks the motherboard. Maybe it does. I'm pretty sure that this is actually the same board as what the old one had in it. But again, I can't be too sure. So what we have here is the original hard drive. Okay, it's not the best make. It's a Maxstar. But this is the original 40GB Maxstar drive that actually came with this machine. So there's a couple of things going to happen. This hard drive is going to somehow slot its way into there. While we're young. And then I'm going to realise I put it in the wrong way round. So what's going to happen is it's going to slot itself in the correct way round. There we go. And then I'm going to connect it up to the system. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to restore Windows XP to it. Now, if you're all wondering where this is going to go, unfortunately the Blue Planet Town car is a wee bit disappointing. The problems that I told you about yesterday, plus the fact that during Windows 98 setup it kind of crashed. Well, I actually plan to build something a wee bit better. What I plan to do at some point is build a Pentium 3 powerhouse. It's going to be Chewelliton, probably 1.2 gigahertz or something. It's going to have 256 of RAM, 40 gig hard drive, Turtle Beach sound card, the Montego, which was recommended to me by YouTube user Elmo3, so thank you, Luke, for the recommendation. And basically it's going to have DVD-ROM and writer drives. It's going to be a powerhouse. But for the time being, I'm just going to use this. A couple of things that I want to explore, a couple of videos I want to make. And a couple of things I want to do for, a group of friends of mine that require this computer. So I'm going to put this back together. I'm going to restore it using hopefully the original tattoo, the original image, and we'll be on our way. So for now, what I need to do is just kind of screw in the hard drive and plug it back in, and I'm going to just plug it in down here just for a wee minute just to see if everything is all going. So thanks to the magic of video editing, you'll not have to see this. Ah yeah! So here we are, everything all ready to go. The hard drive is securely mounted in, and I'll connect it up. So now, smoke test! Oh. Ah, yes. Would help, wouldn't it? Yeah. Kind of unplugged here. What we need to do plug it in, and now smoke test. She has power. Just gonna Oh yeah. There we go. Would help if the PC was on. Right, now let's have a look. Primary IDE master. 40GB hard drive. Friday slave, not installed. And look at all that, we have all the drives installed. What I'm going to do, going to load original values. And yeah, that looks alright, right? Interesting what I seem to have done with this hard drive. I don't know what I was planning to do, but I know one thing. That actually gives me a nice wee environment. Hopefully I should be able to actually invoke the Packard Bell boot disk creator, because I don't know where mine is, although I think I might actually have an idea. So, aye. But everything kind of appears, at least on first glance, to be working. Or I could just use this disk. Yeah, that might be an idea. What I'm going to do though, just very quickly, I'm going to go and grab a Windows 98 CD and just check it, just to see if it actually reads. Please forgive me here because I don't know which drive is which. So I'm just going to test. So, the top drive. Let's just pretend like it's drive drive D, sorry. So that seems to work fine. And there's no mouse plugged in. So the top drive works, and that is the DVD. That's the DVD-ROM drive. Whoops. So I'll have DVD playback. Then the bottom drive, which has a much faster tray mechanism and is a lot quieter. The CD writer drive. So again, these seem to work nice and fine. Excellent. But what about the floppy drive? Well, let's test that out while we're here. I'm just going to do a directory read from this disk. Actually, we'll be able to determine whether it's still formatted as a Packard Bell floppy disk. Nearly called it a Packard Bell. A lot of stuff on there. So that's absolutely fine. I'm just going to put that there for the time being. There we go. So I'm really quite happy with this. Oh yeah, and I forgot that on this one, pressing that switch in is not going to do anything, it's just going to put it on standby. To switch off entirely, you need to do the old-fashioned press and hold trick. Okay, so let's put some sides on it and get it hooked up where it's going to live. So here we have the Packard Bell. I'm just installing an Ethernet card. Now you're probably wondering why there is no Ethernet card already built in on a system such as this that runs XP. Well, good reason for that. These systems, you know, this is a very early XP machine. I don't know why, but the date November 2001 seems to want to pop in my head. There we go. That's installed. And because of that, this system, you know, back in 2001, I don't actually believe that they were putting Ethernet cards into home systems. This Compact Desk Pro, by comparison though, is from 1999, and it did have an Ethernet card in, but that's because it's a business machine. And unfortunately, home systems, home users, I mean, while some home users were going the route of getting their own networks installed to hook up more than one PC. I mean, we had two computers in 2001. Had the Compact Presario 2240 and then my own 2001 custom built. But I mean, we had this machine. You know, we didn't have them networked up. You know, and it was something that I'd always dreamed of. It never occurred to me that, you know, networking machines would be, you know, a viable thing to do. I only really started thinking about that in 2003. But nowadays, you know, it just seems sensible that this machine actually have Ethernet. So that's what I've done. Hopefully it'll still work with the restore disk. Generally you can make small time upgrades such as this and still use the restore disk. And now this part of the video goes out to my friend Billy Corr, plus my French friend who is also a Packard Bell historian. Oh yeah. First thing I need is a haup of tea. Second thing I need, Packard Bell Restore Diskette. You can make these. There's means to do so on the Packard Bell CD. So this is perfectly fine. So what I'm going to do, just going to drop that in there. I'm going to insert disc 1. I think it goes in the top drive. Would make sense as I've set that to be the master. Do the three finger salute. Herp terp. Might be an idea if I actually set floppy drive. Now this is a Windows 98 boot disk, and a lot of Restore CDs, you know, quite well on into, well, the first couple of years or so of XP coming out, you know, they did actually use Windows 98 boot disks because, you know, the versatility that they actually offer. There's lots of different ways for a restore process to work. Oftentimes what you'll have is a Norton Ghost, Norton Ghost, sorry, Norton Ghost image, and basically what'll happen, hamburgers, I need the serial ID, like I said, hamburgers. After having rewritten the exths file to the Packard Bell and finding the serial number taped to the bottom PCI slot on the other motherboard, which I'm going to put back up on the wall, I'm now in the Packard Bell NEC Recovery CD program. So it says, attention, please refer to the computer header Packard Bell NEC the recovery program in your user's guide for instructions on this utility. Press OK if I want to continue. Okay, so what I want to do is go for a standard system restore. Want to proceed? Yep. There we go. And it's going to quick format the hard drive. I don't know how it did that because it wasn't even F-disked. And it's quite funny because compact systems, well, our compact Presario 2240 of 1998 actually booted straight from a CD. In fact, Matthew H16's compact Presario 1250, again, well, which was a laptop, Windows 95, booted from a CD, whereas these Packard Bells still need a floppy disk to boot. Quite quaint. In a way, I kind of like it. It's kind of, yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but quite nice. Plus, with floppy disks, you can modify them in case it's needed to that you do a hack job. Good old-fashioned Packard Bell common sense. Drive Q. Here we go. Now we're going to see lots of writing and lots of nonsensical... So welcome to the Packard Bell CD Recovery CD Program. CD Recovery CD Program. Recover. My flatmate is on a scrub nurse placement at the moment. Maybe I should have him take this computer to the recovery room to recover after the surgery that it... Well, actually, it did have surgery to restart its original hard drive. After all that, I could have probably written a tattoo to a bigger hard drive. Although that I don't know. I don't want to take my chances. However, I was a wee bit annoyed that this 40 gig had lost its tattoo. You've got to watch it. The important thing is, I have the serial number, I've got a picture of it. I'll note it down to be safe. And then I will check back with you once this is done, because not only is this status bar, the one kind of telling me how much of it is restored, is empty, this teacup is also empty. So while I'm waiting for this to actually do something, I mean, this is going to take a long time, probably the entire morning, to do. And the time is currently 9:10. It was 6 o'clock in the morning when I started on it, but you know, with all the kind of sleuthing around. I'm still not too sure what model of computer this is, but I know that it has a gigabyte board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to nail that other gigabyte board back up at the top, and hopefully then, you know, I'll be able to do some things with the machine. Restore it. Hopefully I've put the right restore image on that. It'd look well, would it? But it did ask me all sorts of questions about the system. Some awkward, but some of the questions were quite awkward. But again, this, you know, if you're not honest, you're never going to get the treatment you need. And then it told me that it needed a password. I managed to find one online, and the screen went all kind of teal coloured and said it had done it, written the X to HS. Oftentimes you might find this dialog box popping up. Please insert CD 2. Okay. Warning, this will remove everything you have on your PC. Oh no! Oh my goodness, this is about as organised as a night of heavy drinking. In a place that makes beer. Loving the metronome. I wonder if that metronome's there to kind of make sure the drums that appear in Windows 98 setup are actually played to the correct rhythm. At the correct tempo. Please forgive the blurriness. And goes the Blurple CD. And once again we have the metronome. So it's not doing too bad now. I love the image. Welcome to the Packard Bell Recovery CD program. Packard Bell. Look at that. All sorts of happy people copying files to hard drive. Please be patient, this will take some time. Standard system restore. So as I was saying, to restore this computer, this uses something called system prep. So what will happen is, well, I really don't know, because it's like it goes on to install something called Windows XP Personal Setup, and then it actually, well, after this it'll go on to install something called Windows XP Personal Setup. That'll install, and then it'll go on to install, to do the standard install of Windows XP Home. And then it'll look like it's just booting into a generic user profile with the Bliss background. But while it's doing that, WinPrep or SysPrep or whatever it's called will take over, and then it will manually install all of the applications. And I mean, that's fine and all, because you don't have to have a morning of setting up drivers and programs. Instead, you have a morning of it setting up programs and drivers. Whether this is a better approach than Norton Ghost or, you know, other image programs. I mean, you know, in the mid-2000s everyone kind of went to went towards PC Angel. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, this certainly takes a lot longer. And it seems that, after the 90s heyday of having the regular restore program, that's what Packard Bell did. I mean, this was, a method that was used throughout the 90s. I remember doing this on my friend's Packard Bell. It just took ages. I was shocked. But, I mean, back in the day, with the, Packard Bells, like, the 1990... Well, 1993 through 97, certainly on the ones meant for the United States, what used to happen is, it used to literally copy the files. Literally take... on the Restore CD, there was files and folders of all the programs, all the files, and what it used to do is just run xcopy command and copy everything into the correct folders, just like that, and I'd have all the system files and everything set up, so literally all it needed to be done is run a sys command, copy xcopy command to kind of copy everything over from the CD to the hard drive. Very simplistic way of doing things. And then of course, it would fire off, on the Windows 3.1 side, it would fire off a utility that would set up the sound card and everything, kind of just find out, what all it had in it. What software was installed, it would all be on the Packard Bell CD, but whatever was installed would be based on, the format number. So each SCR file, there we go, Desk 4, would correspond with a different set of applications. Of course, back in the day, the Blurple CD. Ooh. Actually, I think that's purple. Oh, well. I think back in the day, Packard Bell... you could literally install any array of programs you wanted off the CD. Technically speaking, you wouldn't have a license to use the programs, because of the system that you bought, but you could still install and run them anyway, and because there was no such thing then as product activation, nobody was to know. In fact, here's how simplistic the Packard Bell CDs got. You can literally start off and install in Virtual PC. Well, of course, on the Windows 3.1 side, some they'll not work that well until you actually go in and modify the system files. But that's not because you're using it on a non-Packard Bell machine. Well, really, it's just a matter of drivers, rather than copyright protection. So, if you had the Aztec Washington sound card, the problems would all shut up and go away. Oh, and the Cirrus Logic video card. But this is just a matter of commenting out a line in system.ini and changing autoexec.bat and then installing the correct video driver, as well as a CD-ROM driver. But on the Windows 95 side, like I said, it would just copy all the files again, but then it would run a sysprepped Windows 95 setup. So basically all it needed was your name, your company, your serial number, CD key, which usually is found on any Windows 95 license. Well, it would be. It's a Windows 95 CD key. Get that all sorted, it would, go off, make some last minute changes, then it'd just kind of... it'd run Windows 95 setup, as it would just without the file copier. But, as soon as that had done, you'd be booted into Windows 95. And again, oh, here we go. Restoration complete. Please remove the floppy disk from the computer. Press any key to restart your computer. Where's the any key? Like I was saying, with all the Packard Bell machines, Packard Bell restore CDs, you can run the earlier Windows 95 CDs within, just on any computer or within virtual PC. So I'm just going to remove the disk, set the spacebar, get lots of nice writing. Yeah, this is what you get, Windows XP Personal Setup. Now for anyone who likes to be confused, there is no such version of XP as Windows XP Personal. This is obviously, just for OEMs. It must be part of the SIS prep. So I'm just going to let that continue. Although the lack of progress bar is, I find it distressing. Anyway, I'll be grouping back with y'all in a minute, once it's on to the next phase. And yeah, so thanks to the magic of video editing, we'll be there. There we go, it's actually copying over the system files. That did worry me. Driver.cab. Oh, and if you want in a time check, yeah, coming up to 10 o'clock. Anyway, like I said, I'll group back with y'all when it's done. Well, the Packard Bell is away doing its thing. I thought I'd make myself a wee bite to eat. I'm having coronation chicken sandwiches, and coronation chicken is actually quite simple to make. All you really need is chicken and coronation. That's the one. Yes, you need chicken and coronation. Okay, so while I was making those coronation chicken sandwiches, this computer had other ideas. It has went through the Windows XP Personal stage of setup and is now going through and has went through the text-based portion of the regular Windows XP setup procedure, and is now at the graphical user interface based part. So there's not much needed to do here, apart from, of course, film. Just thought, I love how you can actually literally make your own tattoo. You could literally tell how you want your Packard Bell to be restored. Of course I did it knowing, kind of what it came with. And I mean, I have seen, the keyboard for this machine still exists, but is actually in use at Aberdeen Action on Disability. And, well, who am I to change the input devices used by people with disabilities, Ken? If you're used to the keyboard, then keep it. If I want a Packard Bell keyboard that badly, I'll just go and get one. But, to be honest, I'm happy with this one. That's a lie. So you'd think after that progress bar got to the end, it would actually just switch off. Well, not switch off, but I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? Restart and say, hey, welcome to XP. And I'm not just talking about on this, I mean on a regular XP installation. Because, while it's true that it may be completing the kernel installation, still, 4 things more to go. Installing start menu program items, registering components, saving settings, and removing temporary files used. Surfing the internet, safe, fast and reliable and flexible. Apparently not. .NET Passport integration, oh my goodness. Jeez, oh, that brings it back a wee bit. Fly, my pretty, fly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to film this part and I'm going to film it going into the next part, but once it does that, I mean, that's literally going to take some time, so that's when I'll eat my coronation chicken sandwiches. Installing start menu items. Registering components. And I stopped doing this after Vista. Well, I stopped doing this when I, went to Vista. Setup will complete in approximately 16 minutes. It was never really accurate. What I liked is that obviously it used to, well, from my experience, what used to happen is it used to give the longest amount of time. I'm guessing it's actually on a timer. Well, not a timer, I'm guessing it's actually coded in, different stages of the program. It'll display how long it should take to complete. And it seems to me that they base this on like a Pentium 233, which is the lowest speed of processor XP can run on. XPRTM, which is what this is using, runs with a system requirements out the box. 233 MHz Intel Pentium 2. Well, I think it'll run on a Pentium 1 actually. 64 megs of RAM and a 3 GB hard drive. Also regular graphics. They do like you to have 800 by SVGA, at least 800 by 600. See, now this is obviously Packard Bell specific, and I like the blue background and yellow writing. Here we go. Sys prep coming into play. Something that never really made sense to me is why it would need to spin up the CD if it's saving settings. But then again it wouldn't, because I don't know anything. So what's going to happen here is XP setup will finish, and then what will happen is it'll start XP for the first time. Please excuse the shakiness. There's no room at all for me to kind of put a tripod here and get a good angle for the screen and what have you. While I'm working on this, I get to look at these adverts for Packard Bells. Setup will complete in approximately 5 minutes. Four minutes. And we're done. Well, this part of setup anyway. So what's going to happen now is, it's quite, yeah, like I said, it's going to look like it's just booting into a regular Windows XP. Wheeshed. So there we go. So the sys prep tool, what that will do is that will, go through the programs and now you can see what all it's installing. Basically, it'll just kind of go on like this until everything's installed. Oh yeah, and it will restart. It'll do lots of restarting. So, I think I'm just going to leave this and let it do its thing. When the computer's doing this, it really is best if you don't touch it. Even if it's like saying, oh, take a tour of Windows XP, I'm just going to knock that off. Because when it's ready, it will actually, do what it needs to. It will actually, take you through the out-of-the-box experience. So I'm just going to enjoy my coordination chicken sandwiches, and I do believe Billy has a new video up about living in the 90s. So I'm away to watch that.
17th of 2013, and we're now going to begin a video series I've been planning for, I guess, about 6 months or so. But first, a little backstory. You see, back in May of 2006, hard to believe it's been 7 years now, I had been in nostalgia mode for a year.
Still installing stuff. And I've had my coordination chicken sandwiches. Time check. Coming up to 20 to 11. But then Adobe Acrobat Reader 5.0 is the latest version of Adobe Acrobat Reader. Oh. It's vanished. It ceased into existence. Sorry about the shakiness. So I'm guessing here what will happen is I'll just restart into Windows once again, and then, you know, once it's done that, it'll just go straight back to SysPrep. Welcome from Packard Bell. We offer you two choices of computing environments to choose from: Packard Bell's Navigator or Microsoft's Windows. You may also begin by taking a quick lesson on using the mouse. Nah, no Navigator on here. Even though this system is from 2001, there's no 3D Navigator. Disappointed? Yes, I am. As you can see, more of the stuff is being installed now. So we've got number lock, caps lock and scroll lock keys for the Packard Bell keyboard software, and a wee mouse to represent Logitech mouseware. So what mouse do you think I've got attached? Well, obviously I'm using a keyboard, mouse and video switch, KVM. But still, this computer, which has Logitech mouseware installed, is actually using a dusty Microsoft mouse. So this will just continue working. So I'll just leave that to install. And it'll keep asking me, do you want to take a tour of XP? And I'll be like, no. Sorry, how long have I been away from the computer? So this is the out of the box experience. Yes, I accept the licensing agreement. Computer name PB-iMedia Blue. What's your computer's name? Well, I thought it was Sarah. Ah, not this. Packard Bell registration. You can't actually do this. It is not possible. Are you sure you want to skip the registration? Yes. See, now this always comes up and says, you've got no days to register. Right, time to put my name in. Yeah. Thank you. You're ready to go. Its resolution is quite low. Okay, so now let's have a look at the Packard Bell bundle for this machine. Quite a few interesting things on here. A lot of things I'll not be able to show you due to the fact that a lot of it requires CDs, of which I don't have. We did talk before about the keyboard software. This will focus. Keyboard and mouse software is on there. The keyboard software is called ActiveBoard, spelt ACTIV, capital BOARD. And it begins with capital A as well. And basically the original Packard Bell keyboard, I think it has a function key, because with ActiveBoard enabled, the top row keys, the top row function keys, become actual functions that will take you to various places on the internet or perform other tasks. And it'll work like they do on an Apple keyboard. You don't actually have to hold anything down to actually get these to fire off as other keys that actually provide functionality or launching programs, things like that. However, unfortunately, because this keyboard does not have an FN key, I can't actually switch between the two, like the Packard Bell does, like a Packard Bell keyboard. This system, like I said, let's have a look at the desktop first. Because this is Windows XP RTM, has Windows Media Player 8, with David Byrne's Like Humans Do. And, alright, I'm going to shut this up, partly because I'm going to get the copyright police onto me, and partly because I can't concentrate. The album art here is just a wee strip. David Byrne. Look into the eyeball. That must be the album that this is from. It's Windows Media Player 8. Windows Media Player 8 came with Windows XP, RTM and Service Pack 1. Service Pack 2 and 3 come with Windows Media Player 9. There must have been some sort of vulnerability in Windows Media Player 8 that Microsoft saw fit to actually upgrade to Windows Media Player 9 within Service Pack 2. Because when Service Pack 3 came out, Windows Media Player 10 and 11 were both out, and both had been for a considerable amount of time. But yet, Windows XP Service Pack 3 does not update Media Player for you. And another odd thing about Windows XP Service Pack 3 is that while it will let you run IE6 if you've not upgraded to Internet Explorer 7, if you've already upgraded to Internet Explorer 7 at the time you install Service Pack 3, the option to revert back to Internet Explorer 6 is actually taken away. And there's a good reason for this. Internet Explorer 6, Google had some huge vulnerabilities a wee bit back. And apparently it was Internet Explorer 6 was partly to blame because of this. Things got so serious, in fact, that the German government actually advised people against using the Internet Explorer browser altogether. Now, when Internet Explorer 7 came out, I think actually Internet Explorer 7 had been out for some time. when this happened, but a lot of people didn't like it because, like Windows Vista, it was slow, buggy, everything was completely different. I mean, okay, I'll take you Internet Explorer 6. Yes, I'm aware that the site is unavailable. Not connected to the internet. I mean, look at how simple this is. You've got your button bar there at the top, and then you've got an address bar down here. And what often I used to do is just drop that down. Spell checker, I don't know where that came from. Suggestions. And then you've got discuss, that comes as part of Word 2000. The media bar kind of went from Internet Explorer after Service Pack 1. I don't know why that went, but to be honest, no one really ever used it anyway. And, of course, with Internet Explorer, you had this rather fetching toolbar art that OEMs could actually apply. On my Blue Packard Bell iMedia 3050, you could actually, the toolbar art was purple, because that was the colour of the Packard Bell kind of corporate logo and stationery, if you will, back then. The livery was kind of maroonish. Well, not purple, I mean kind of more maroon. Actually, no, I do mean purple. Yeah, it was purple. What am I thinking about? Maroon. And then it remained purple, while NEC still had control of Packard Bell until 2009 when the branding changed. I'm not sure when Acer bought in, but I think it was 2009 when Acer bought in and the Packard Bell branding changed to what it currently is now with the bright red. Anyway, let's have a look at what's in this Packard Bell start menu. This obviously being an NEC era Packard Bell. You have the Microsoft Interactive Training, Windows XP. This quite often comes on XP Home CDs, but it's generally bundled by OEMs. I remember my Samsung V20. Stop trying to advertise it, I bought it already. Or is this supposed to make me feel good about having got Windows XP? Oh wow.
In the next 60 seconds, you'll learn how to get the most out of this Microsoft Interactive course.
Yeah, it looks like it's running on Windows 95.
Title in the table of contents. Then double-click a topic to play.
Use these buttons on the dashboard to stop, pause, or play. Use these buttons to jump ahead or jump back within a topic and to move between topics.
These buttons link you to more information, such as glossary definitions, tips, additional reference material, and help.
You can take lessons sequentially, or you can train on individual topics as you need them. For a searchable index of the entire course, click the Find Keyword and Index button. Then click a topic in the list to play.
You can also create a personalized list of topics with the Add Bookmark button. Click the Show Bookmarks button to see your list of favorite topics, then click a topic to play.
We hope you enjoy learning with this Microsoft Interactive course. For more information on using Microsoft Interactive Training, be sure to see Product Help.
Very academic sounding.
All around the world, people are discovering different ways to use computers. Microsoft...
Yeah, I'll shut that up now. So that comes installed on this machine. Atomic MP3, the installation files come bundled with this computer. You obviously have to install it. And it's a lot like Virtual DJ, what I use. It's basically a basic version of that. I mean, Virtual DJ has a lot of buttons with which I can use to add card stacks. I can hit a button and I've got my comedy horn sound effects, for example. In fact, I wonder if this is the same kind of people who did that. Because I wonder if EJ kind of bought this off of them. Atomics, because the interface is basically the same. Apart from that rather fetching Packard Bell Face of Technology logo. But basically, it's the same as Virtual DJ. You've got, you can put one thing in there, another one in there, and then you can mix the two together or play them. Alright, I'll just shut that up as well. We've got the regular array of Windows games. Oh, we do have educational titles, but this is one of the ones that requires the CD-ROM, which, guess what I don't have? Home Affairs. Now, this is what I've always liked about Packard Bells, and, you know, I mean, it's like, they've always put things in, you know, to kind of custom program groups. I mean, this is something that you could do yourself if you really, really wanted, but the fact that Packard Bell have undertaken to go and do that for you, absolutely fantastic. Up until the need to actually reinstall a program, and then it all gets kind of messed up. But it's kind of nice when you've got your computer home, you've just unboxed it, and then, you know, you open up the start menu and see all these. Home Affairs. Actually, I'm not sure I like the title Home Affairs, because, ken this, it sounds a wee bit sordid. But underneath Home Affairs, you basically... Why couldn't I have called it Home Office? Because basically that's what it is. You've got Avery Design Pro 2000, you know, make Avery labels. Microsoft Money 2000. For some reason, I don't know why that they've got Money in Works 2000, because this is a late 2001 Packard Bell. I mean, I could imagine them going with Word 2000, you know, as if to say, hey, this is a subset of Work Suite 2001. But no, they've actually gone with what appears to be a subset of Works 2000. However, I'm not complaining too much, because, like I said, they have given us Word. See, I don't know much about this machine. I'm not entirely sure what model number it is. I mean, I think it's a 5106. But I'm not too sure. Again, you know, it's taken me a lot of sleuthing to try and find out what I could about it, just so I could rewrite the XHS file in order so that I could actually recover the system. So, you know, it has taken me quite a lot of time, and I've still not worked out exactly what it is supposed to be. Packard Bell, they do have this uncanny habit of not necessarily giving a game away too easily. You know, I mean, they used to have the model name, you know, and a wee sticker on the front, or a wee, you know, a wee faceplate, like 822 CDT. Legend 822 CDT. You knew what it was. And then you can go and ask Billy Corr all about it. ActiveSurf. Oh yeah. Internet and communications. You have this thing called ActiveSurf. Now, I have no idea what that is. I'm not on the net currently with this machine. Subscription. Oh. Welcome to ActiveSurf, keeping your PC up to date with the latest drivers, bringing you the best of the web, saving internet connection time. Wow. So 90s. Oh, this is one of the smaller machines. Obviously running Windows 95. So you've got all sorts. Basically, it's just a way to try and make things a wee bit easier to use. And again, you'll notice how you've got the same things, the same wee names of things. Home Affairs, Education, Games, Internet, My Music Studio, no less. My Imaging Studio, no less. Service and support, search, and options and help. Anytime you need help, please click the button if you want to see this tutorial again. Subscribe to any channel. Oh my goodness. You can also modify the interface. Oh, you're now ready to take full advantage of the internet. I must immediately go and grab a wireless dongle. So I mean, that's not too bad. Oh, look, Active Center. Can pretend like I'm online. That's what I used to do with the 2001 custom built. I'd put a PC answers desk and it'd load up an Internet Explorer and I'd be like, oh look, it's viewing web pages on a web browser. I'm obviously online. It doesn't like my scroll wheel very much. I might go about and see if I can get rid of those drivers. Games. Home Affairs. Software. Let's have a look. Oh, wow. It brings all the software up. It's just like Windows 8. Pass me the chunder bucket. Phone tools. My parents had that in the 2002 Median system. Very nice. Planetus 3D. I don't know what that is. Settings. Surfery. Surfery is installed and operated. What on earth? Oh, right. So instead of actually, oh, what would it do that for? Just saying this site is not available. You've got QuickTime installation. I notice a lot of these things aren't installed. So it's like, you know, if you go, the computer's full of junk, Packard Bell would actually turn around and go, well, actually, you need to install it. The computer's just full of installation files, just not all of them. Oh, look, Mgi Photo Suite. I couldn't find that blooming group. This is another one you have to install manually, but hey-ho. Oh dear, it crashed. That's not good. But yeah, here we are, Mgi Photo Suite 4. This actually does bring back a fair few memories, if I'm going to be honest. I remember all of MGI's titles used to have a woman on the box, different women, and depending on the colour of the box, you had MGI Video Wave, which I think was in a blue box, and then MGI, some sort of web page creation software that was in a green box. Photo Suite was in a red box. The queen on the box would wear red lipstick, Video Wave should wear blue lipstick, and the web one should actually wear green lipstick. I remember the adverts. Oh, my CD writer! And you have Primo CVD. Just basically simple as you like CD burning software. Some machines would come with Nero. Obviously others wouldn't. An older version of Power DVD 3. Then you've got My Music Studio, Atomic MP3 Limited Edition installation, Music and Video Maker Generation 6 OEM. Packard Bell have been bundling Music Maker with their system since, like, goodness knows when. 97 actually, I do believe. 96, 97. And then there's New DJ. Then you've got online services, which is actually not native to XP, isn't this program group? But hey-ho, Packard Bell have left it there anyway and put FreeServe in it. FreeServe, now they were very popular. They were PC Waddle. They were Dixon's group's own ISP. I'm going to just put my phone on charge. Really sorry about the angle. Please don't read too much into this. I'm using a short cable. Anyway, so there's more things. It's like I said, FreeServe was Dixon's group's own internet service provider. You know, so obviously that would work really quite well. I'm guessing this system came from PC World. If it didn't, then I've made it believe it does now, thanks to my tattoo writing skills. You can make your system believe it's anything. Way. Now it's a Packard Bell. Now it's an NEC. Now it's a bus. Now it's a skip. Now it's a tree. Anyway, PC Toolkit. Active support. Again, active. Spelled ACTIV. Did nobody tell Packard Bell or NEC how to spell active? Oh dearie me. And basically what active support is, it's just support for your Packard Bell, really, I would say. Active dock. Again, you need the CD-ROM. Guess what I don't have? Easy Crypto. And it... Oh no! Norton Antivirus 2002. Again, it's one that you have to install. Thank goodness it doesn't come pre-installed, because I have a job removing it. And then, of course, the Smart Restore. And what that'll do is that will actually, reinstall any kind of programs that you feel a need to reinstall. So, if I decided I needed to reinstall Design Pro, then I could just go away and do that. And because there's no recovery partition on here, it will actually do that from the recovery CD-ROMs. So I can actually install or uninstall basically, anything I need to do that from the Smart Restore program. Software and hardware. So, if I need to reinstall a display driver or what have you, again, not a problem. Not a problem. Actually, I can't uninstall from here. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But here we go. So, that does it for the Packard Bell iMedia. I am actually going to try and set this up. Oh, look at this. MSN Internet and MSN Explorer. Goodness knows what. What have I done? What have I done? You can change those back to IE and Outlook Express, though. So, like I said, that does it for this Packard Bell... try again. That does it for this video on the Packard Bell iMedia. What I believe the 5106. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Instructions on how to do so will follow. While you're there, why don't you peruse through my back catalogue of videos? Once you've done that, hope to see you all for my next video. Thank you for watching. See you again.